roll you the TV, DVD player on the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gonna bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old?
Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side. Right. You my ride or die. Yeah. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side.
Face with angel eyes, you must be heaven sent. Our hearts had a collision and it, mind you, left a dent. This love is meant to happen, girl, it's not an accident. So if you give me your heart, I promise I will represent. You're my pieces, I'm your puzzle. You're my rain, I'm your puddles. You're my teddy bear like Snuggles.
Girl, you make a bad man crazy.
Just
yeah. Jaja, Charido.
it's for Eldridge.
And it's Grella Boy, yeah.
Wait for the dough. Girl, I want you wait for the dough. Wait for the dough. Make your booty bounce for the
Just I wanna give you good loving, I don't wanna bite 10 blow. Your love like chicken fella, baby Jack and chick clever. So girl, you all I want and all I need, oh. I'm loving you, you loving me, oh. And all that we were meant to be, oh. And I am my beep. Cause you got me, I.
You got me,
Your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah, your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note.
come to my room, let me compose. Yeah.
She your body bad and we know so. The way you slay, everything gon' flick. And I want your body right now,
Goddamn, I'm so complete.
You got the juice, you got the sauce, we know. They say they bad, nobody bad out. Come show me love, come spot the dada. Rock all the waves for me and Jaja. Girl, I want you, come give me love, come give me loving. Come give me kiss, come do the robbing. Show me the star, no to my talking. When we rock here and create and we do the
You got me,
You got me,
your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah, your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note.
come to my room, let me compose. Yeah.
You got me wishing, yeah, wishing every day just to be with you. Baby, wait for me, yeah. I wanna take you go far away to the moon. The way your body go, wine for me slow, baby, kill the show. Yeah. And girl, I wanna know anything you need, maybe let me know. Yeah. Jelly Adam and Eve, you made me ill apple. Tashi on my love, take it to the auto. Got me in the market, asking for tin up. Fire your penny in my head, man, you shot shooter. Break and slow one for me. Anytime you want, just call me. Turn around, dance for me. Told me the ball for your love, then you got me,
You got me,
your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah.
Your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah.
Say go back, it's Davido. Yeah, say go. Call Ubazi.
body feel like a room. It really making me go go, man. Nana Fonse, I saw the girl, Nana Fonse. Do anything for the back, my lad, go on the back, Nana Fonse. Oh, Nana Fonse, so come close.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that Sendwave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download Sendwave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. Sendwave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to yet another edition of the Costa Morning Show. Today is Thursday, the 27th day of this month of July, AD 2023. Yesterday we celebrated 176 years of existing as a country. So let me say good morning. I just don't know how you celebrated yours. For me, it was all about family. Yeah, family visitation. Visited my mom, spent a lot of time with us. Went to my mother-in-law, spent some time there. Later on with my brothers. That was just it. It was all about family. So I just don't know how you spend yours, but however it was, let me say, congratulations to Liberia at 176. Even though we don't have much to boast of as a country, but we just have to celebrate this nation because this is the only place that we can be deported from. This is our country. This is where we speak the truth. This is where we stand up for our rights, our independent rights. Yeah, this is the only country that that we as citizens can stand and beat our chest and say, yes, I am a Liberian. Even though there have been some terrible leaders that have taken our country backward, stay. We have to say, yes, I am proud to be a Liberian. So good morning, folks. Welcome. Boakai Amara Kamara is my name. I'm going to be here driving you through this morning up until later on at 12 o'clock. We have a few things to look at. We have roughly about 74 more days to the upcoming general and presidential elections. 74. Yep. It was years since we had took over 2017. We're checking, yeah. How many more years? One more year, two more years, three more years. Oh, just so. How many months? Now we have 74 days to the upcoming general and presidential election. That's 2 months, few days to the general and presidential election. So on August 5th, general campaign will open. That's when every political party will be going over to send out messages to their supporters, or even getting some other supporters on board their team. So it's going to be like that from now up until elections day on October 10th. So, you know, folks, there are a few things we need to look at this morning. The Independence Day orator spoke yesterday in the Basel vernacular. Yeah, vernacular. Yeah. The Basel, Chief Zanzan Kawa. He spoke yesterday through an interpreter. For some of us that can hear or understand the Basel vernacular, he had an interpreter that was interpreting to our international partners that attended the program yesterday. People from the U.S. Embassy, people from ECOWAS, the United Nations, and other presidents from other countries came. So, what message did the orator preach on? He was asked to preach on the theme Peace Towards Election 2023. Yep. As we head to the election, there is need that we preach the message of peace. So the orator was asked to preach the message of peace. But did we get that message from the orator on yesterday? Is another question. Did we? Those that listen to him, they can understand the Basel. Did we get that message of peace from the orator on yesterday? Chief Zanzan Kawa. Did we? Some are saying that the orator was so divisive in his message that he was distinguishing between the American Liberians and the indigenous. Yeah. So according to Chief Zanzan Kawa, the American Liberians are the problem we have in our country. They took Liberia from the indigenous. And they haven't been doing anything better for this country. So now, as we head to the elections, there is need that we focus and give this country back to the indigenous. So I asked myself, is it a type of message that he should be preaching as an orator? You were asked to send a message of peace as we head to the election. But you come and preach about Congo and native. You come and preach about Congo and native thing here. Is this what we should be settling for at this time, Mr. Orator? Is this what we should be settling down for? How the native people, they far better being a president than the Congo people, the American Liberians. He went about giving the background, the historicity of how people settled down the Sherwood Island, X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Orator, we tell you that we don't know. We don't know about that. Is that what we told you, Mr. Orator? Is that what we told you?
There we go.
So the message yesterday from Chief Zanzan Kawa. The message yesterday from Chief Zanzan Kawa was just to sing praises to President Weah, because nothing there that sent a message of peace. All he was doing was to tell President Weah all of what the same thing that President Weah been talking about at any rally. When when they go to rally, the thing that he will speak about there was the same thing Zanzan Kawa spoke on yesterday. It was just like serving your master. It was just like serving your master. That's what Zanzan Kawa did yesterday. What message? What message did he preach? Then he's talking about, he's also said that this country, the development of this country shouldn't be, the government alone. The opposition should also help in developing the country. Because, according to him, Weah is doing his best, but the opposition need to support the president in developing this country. Then that takes me back to Weah message over the weekend, how he expressed. Weah said he's frustrated. He expressed, disappointment in opposition figures for not attending programs, or in the Independent Day program. They went to the mosques. According to him, there was no opposition there. They went to the church. There was no opposition leader there. So he's disappointed. That was what President Weah said. He said he's disappointed. Mr. Weah, do you expect opposition figure to attend a program and sit in front of you whenever you attend church service? That's the time you can take to bomb off the opposition figures. Do you expect them to attend a program with you, Mr. Weah? Do you expect that to happen? Do you expect that to happen before you expressing your dissatisfaction in the opposition bloc? Where can President Weah send out all a message of criticism? Is when he's behind the pulpit. So you expect a man like Joseph Boakai, you expect a man like Alexander Cummings, you expect a man like Tianwo Gongolo, you expect a man like Lucini Camara, and other folks that are in the opposition to sit in front of you while you speed up messages, Mr. President. When I listened to that from you, I was like, but what the man talking about? What the man really talking about? He really know what he's saying? Since you took over as a leader, you have divided this country to the extent that people no longer trust the person they call Weah. You don't know? The division is too much. And then you get somebody that in bed with you in person of Chief Zanzan Kawa that is behind you every day. Wherever you go, Zanzan Kawa is behind you. Just a few days you went out of the country here, the man was behind you again. You made him orator. Then Zanzan Kawa come and say the opposition should help in developing the country. The opposition should be this, it should be that. Let me turn over to let me say good morning to people of Gonglo. You are in Liberia, and then It been a tough time for you getting on our internet service here in the country, but that's it. There are a lot of challenges, even at this age and time. We should be talking about moving ahead, but we are still lacking common thing like internet. Internet, though, the best internet service in Liberia to just get good internet in our country, we are lacking it. You have experienced that. It been a healthy task for you getting the best internet service here in Liberia. Let me say, a good morning, Bibela Gonglo, and welcome to the show and welcome to Liberia. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Baga. Thank you. No, Liberia is our home, and I'm happy to be back.
No, I'm not getting you. You have to you are unmuted, but you are not coming in. I don't know. I'm not getting you at all.
You don't get me at all? See, that's a problem with Miami, you know.
I am not getting you. You are not. There is nothing. We are not hearing anything from you this morning. So
okay, let me get out and
yeah. So let's see. You have to restart that phone. Go back and restart the phone. Let's see. Let me try to yeah. So as I was saying. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, he need to come back. All right. It was the problem was from my end. So people are going to come back. Sorry about that. The problem was from my end. I just realized that. All right. So sorry, you have to come back. The problem was from my end. So as I was saying, what message did we learn? What did we learn from the orator yesterday, the Chief Zanzan Kawa? What did we learn from him as okay? Sorry, Bibera Gonglo, the problem was from my end. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. You hear me now?
Yeah, good. Loud and clear. Sorry, like I said, the problem was from my end.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm happy to be back home to contribute my ideas to 2023 to see how we can improve our constitutional democracy. So I hope we can all make meaningful contribution to 2023 to make it a very peaceful process. But I listened to you this morning, and I listened partially to Chief Zanza Kawa yesterday through the interpreter, because I don't understand Basa. So, but it was a good thing he actually spoke in his native language. But here, what I was saying, Boaka, and I'm normally not fascinated by Independence Day orator, because as Liberians, we should have our own expectations and our own evaluation process to see how far we've traversed as a nation for 176 years. Some historians will even put it beyond that, because the moment the slaves got freedom and started to arrive in this part of the world, some have argued that, in fact, that was a start of building the nation. That's why we celebrated 200 years, even though the nation itself, in terms of having a formal independence, having a formal structure of government, we just 176 years. But we celebrate because the formation of the state goes beyond the 176 years. So I think at this point, the critical issue is, what type of government we've been having since 1847? Have we have a government that has been responsive to the needs of ordinary citizens, or have we have a government that has been patriotic to serve the interests of the larger country, the larger population? My argument is no. What we have different sort of teams, leading this country for nearly 2 generations. We have different set of teams, and they just have come in different names. So I think Liberia is still searching for its true meaning, because if you read history, the formation of this country was meant to serve as a beacon of hope for the Black race, not just the Black people in Liberia. Liberia was meant to serve as a shining example that Black people can rule themselves. That's why the likes of Michael Garvey and others started to even bring scientists, financial experts added on in this country to see if they can even start market, if they can start laboratory. But there were different groups of people who thought otherwise, and they have to run Marcus Garvey and others out of the country. So we are still searching for a true meaning for which this country was established, because we were meant to show to the white race, to the rest of the world, that black people can govern themselves. That's why they brought us here. Liberia and Haiti, those were the two countries that were actually meant to show that black people can govern themselves. See what is happening in Haiti today. I mean, it has sort of different, reasons, justification, but Haiti has become a disgrace to the black race. And I've always argued on other platforms that Liberia is actually following the footsteps of Haiti. Sooner or later, we'll be like Haiti, where you got gangs, and drug laws ruling Haiti. The Becanaz state of Haiti, to move from one community in Haiti, you need to get passed from this community to the other community. If we're not careful, I've said many times to many professional colleagues that Liberia is actually gradually moving towards Haiti instead of moving away from Haiti. And 2023 for me is a defining moment,
But
So
according to President Weah in a statement, he said the best is yet to come under his administration. That was what he said. I'm taking this from the executive mansion website, saying that President Weah says Liberia best days is yet to come as he speak to the nation at 176. So it means that where we are now under his administration, he have realized that he haven't done much yet, but the best is yet to come. What best do we expect from President Weah if what we have been into 6 years have been worst? But he's telling Liberian people that your wait yet. I still get more to do. The best days are yet to come for me as president. Mr. Gunglu? I think the internet. I think the internet. So, this was a message from President Weah. It says, moreover, Liberia, despite the high, like I said, the internet, you have to have a very strong internet to be a part of the system here, because the internet service is very, very bad. Okay, it say President Weah says Liberia best days is yet to come as he speak to the nation at 176 Independence Day anniversary. The Liberian president said the nations and the world would marvel at the country's rise to noble heights and call on citizens to continue to develop the spirit of love, unity, and reconciliation. He said the best days of the nation are yet to come, and that the journey towards prosperity and progress is far from over. So, Mr. President, the best days of Liberia is yet to come. All right. So, for the past time, what been happening? What been happening? What really been happening under your administration? What been happening under your administration? We've been seeing a lot of bodies on the street. People been, murder. A lot of dead body. Today we gather, we see the other person lying down on the street. People targeting. Clamp down on media institution. What best do we expect from you again, President Weah, when all of what we've been through for the past 6 years was so worse to the extent that we Liberians are feeling the pinch. Shortage of rice. Rice in our country is now being sold for $18 and $20. Other administration, rice was sold for $13, $10, and $11. What more? What best do we expect from you, President Weah? What best can we say we will get from you if you are elected president? That's the question. You said the best days is yet to come under your administration, Mr. Gongolo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I think the network drops in my area. So, so you are asking a question about President Weah's statement, and we just got disconnected.
Yeah.
But here is my argument. The orator can say anything. The guest speaker can say anything. But you are a Liberian. You live in this country. What do you see? What is your expectation? Has this country lived up to what it was meant to be? My argument is no. We have a country that was meant to be the beacon of the black race. This is one of the reasons why Liberia fought for the independence of all African countries, because we were meant to be a shining example that black people will come and look at, will come to Liberia and say, hey, we want to be like Liberia. But today, Liberians want to be like Ghana, they want to be the Nigeria, they want to be the Rwanda, they want to be the South Africa, they want to be the other African countries, because our leaders, generation of leaders have failed Liberia, have failed Liberians, and we are still searching for the true meaning of what this country was meant to achieve. We haven't reached it, and we don't know. And the problem sometimes, we try to blame the voters, but the voters themselves are victims. I was just telling some friends yesterday that Liberians are like a woman in an abusive marriage or in an abusive relationship. And the husband is so abusive that even if she encounters a good man, she doesn't know whether that man is different from the man she is with at the moment. This is where Liberian voters are. We are so used to abusive people. That's why we elect the likes of Prince Johnson, Alice Tyler. This is why Liberian voters elect the most despicable people in the legislature. Okay? Because we are like a woman in an abusive relationship. We don't know the good man anymore. So we see even the worst man, and we're just in love with the worst man, because that's all we know all through our life. And this is what defines for me what is happening in this country. So if we're going to make a departure, this is why Councillor Gongolo has made a proposal to the Liberian voters that, hey, I am going to be a different leader if you elect me. I am going to declare my asset before I come to power. I am not going to acquire new assets. I'm going to live in my same old house. So he's going to be far different from all the other people.
Gongolo, you shouldn't come and be singing praises to Mr. Gongolo here. This is not a Gongolo show. So other leaders will come and say the same thing. So we shouldn't come and make this show a Gongolo show. You can, if you want to come and send a Gongolo message, you come and pay for that airtime. We can give you the airtime. All leaders can say the same thing. So we should come and
the opposition should pay for the airtime this morning.
No. Everybody that will come here, if we invite Mr. Gongolo, he will come and speak on that. But you come here as a panelist.
I will let him show up next week. I'll make a request for him to show up next week.
The issues and then focus.
So we're speaking to the issues. So but Baka, that's my argument. All of our leaders historically have been nothing but plutocrats. That's what they've been. They just come in different forms. That is all they've been. They come in different forms with sweet words, and because we are in a very abusive relationship, we don't even know the good one anymore. This is why you see voters sinking for we are the likes of Prince Johnson, the likes of Terry Sala, James Barney. That's why the voters are singing for people like that. Those who are in the other coalition, you have a group of bad people group themselves somewhere and they call themselves rescue. And Liberians sing for them because we are being in a very bad relationship, abusive one. We don't know the good one anymore. That even when we see the good man, we think all the men are the same, which is not true. They are better men. It's just that because we are used to bad leaders, bad governance, we don't know the good one anymore. This is my main argument this morning. Chief Zanza Kawa may have said whatever he said. I don't listen to him because I'm living here. I'm seeing for myself. Do I need a guest speaker to tell me what to do? Okay. And for me, I will argue that I would disagree with you on the fact if a big if the government of Liberia did invite opposition formally to event, right? I think it's a good thing to show up because that event is meant to be for the nation. You can go to an event, the president can get and praise himself, which many leaders do anyway, that their government is achieving and what have you. You as an opposition leader, you got thousands of press around Monrovia. You step outside and grant interview, or you step outside, you give your own independence message to the nation. That where we heard the other message from the sitting president, as a Liberian leader, here is my message. Here is what I know on this day. Here is what I want to remind Liberians about. You can do that. Nothing stop Joseph Boakai, Councillor Gonglo, Ellis Tyler. You can go on naming all the other wannabes. Nothing stopped them from giving their alternative independence message, which I believe some of them have done. Okay.
Yeah, Mr.
So for me,
yeah,
if it is true that they were giving formal invitation, I think they should have gone there.
Yeah, Mr. Kumi did. Mr. Kumi, sent out his Independent Day message, and he keeps saying that the issue about Liberia, the hardship in Liberia will not stop because the president that we do have is not working in the interest of Liberian. That was what Mr. Kumi said in his Independent Day message. According to him, let me just go there quickly. He said, they said the CPP political leader Alexander Cummings accuses President Weah administration of rampant corruption and poor leadership that have plunged Liberia backward. The standard bearer of the collaborating political party says, under President Weah leadership, Liberia has become increasingly lawless. Alexander Cummings maintained that lawlessness is a serious threat to democracy and risks to any nation's stability and security. Therefore, Liberia peace is shaky. In his Independence Day message, Mr. Cummings asserted that too many Liberians are living in fear, too many are jobless, and too many are without unemployable skills as things are bad and getting worse. The opposition leader added that homes are breaking down, families are falling apart, children are forced to become breadwinners, and drugs and crimes take over our states and communities. So that was Mr. Cummings' message for the Independence Day.
Yeah, that's my argument. You could have still gone to the program and still give your alternative independence message. You don't have to listen because President Weah is a sitting president, but he's also a competitor to all the other people who want to unseat him, right?
Yeah.
So you can go to a formal national program and still give your alternative message. I mean, but for me, I don't know the facts. So that's what I'm saying. A big if that was the situation. I don't know whether that was the situation. I don't know if they gave them formal invitation. But it's a good thing to give I know for a fact Councillor Gonglo did give Independence Day message. I don't know whether the press carried this morning, but I do know because I saw the draft of that Independence Day message. I do know that. No.
Yeah. So, but let's look at the orator spoke in the Bassa vernacular, vernacular, and there was an interpreter, but we there's nothing like a copy of what he spoke about. But there should be a primary concern. There should be a read up that after speaking, this is what I spoke about. So our partners, our international partner, can take home and go through and see the message that he sent out there. But nothing of such. Only when he stood up and spoke whatsoever that came in his mind, that was just what he spoke on.
But Baka, you know what I would say? I listened to Chief Zanza Kawa. The main thing for me, I would sum everything he said. He was talking about maintaining the peace. That's what I would say. When President Weah came, he talked about maintaining the peace. Look, for me, from L.M. Johnson Sirleaf to President Weah, when the government talk about maintaining peace, I say in crude language, tabata, utter nonsense. You know why I argue that way? The way he maintained peace in a country is to go for the rule of law. Make sure that everybody is held by the same standard. President Salih, the Unity Party government, undermined the TRC recommendation and refused to go by the TRC recommendation. President Wiakim, he undermined the TRC recommendation and refused to honor the TRC recommendation. How do you want peace? There are a group of Liberians who are still living with pains, who are still living with sorrow and agony, and they're going to live like that for the rest of their life. Okay? There are veterans of Lutheran Church massacre. I've seen some of them. We're living with bullets today, still in them. And you have a government, two successive governments, that have refused to listen to the Lutheran Church massacre, the veterans of the church massacre, right? So, what type of peace you want? Can you go to the Lutheran Church massacre veterans and tell them, let maintain the peace? They'll tell you we are living with conflict every day in our lives. We're living with the agony. Okay? Can you go to Gegadu? Can you go to Masanta? There's a place in Lofa where there was massacre in Konu Bonu district. Can you go there and tell the people there, let maintain the peace? They are living with the scars of conflict. Until we have a government that is accountable to the people, until we have a government that will maintain rule of law to ensure that everybody is held by the same standard, and we're not going to politicize the peace. The two successive governments, the UP and the CDC, have politicized peace in this country, have made our peace a political commodity. When it suits them, they say, let maintain peace. When it doesn't suit them, so for me, when government talking about maintaining peace, the group people say, I say, tabata. If you want maintain peace, bring in the Economic and War Crime Tribunal. Bring that. The document is at the legislature. Every single government, when they want any legislature to pass a bill, what do? They go there with brown envelope and the bill is passed with 4G. Sometimes no hearing on the floor, right? They pass it. If the UP government was interested in maintaining peace, if the CDC government is interested in maintaining peace, let them pass the tribunal bill that is at the legislature now. Let them go there and pass it with 4G today. Today is Thursday, there is a session. Let them go there and pass it today. Then I know that they are serious for peace. Other than that, all that thing about maintaining peace, that's nonsense.
All right. Thank you so much. Later on, we will have Thomas Kra. Thomas Kra is a vice presidential candidate. They are going independent. The last time he couldn't make it because of bad internet, so we'll take him today. So we are awaiting him. As soon as he joins us, we'll be connecting with him. But we'll open the phone lines too. But before we can open the phone line, probably Mr. Gonglo have something, but I will announce the number soon. 0770.
I have today is my day 6 since I arrived in Liberia. This is day 6. I have day 6 observation to make.
Yeah, okay. So before you do that, we'll open the phone lines on +231 888 624171 0770 102 86 010383 and 555 102 102. You can call in and chip on what you experienced on yesterday or what message you took from the orator on yesterday. So you said you've been in Liberia for 6 days.
I think they can give their own message as well. What they think should have been said.
Yeah, you can take like 2 minutes to give up.
Okay, so here is my observation. And this is not conclusive, right? And I will say this. I drove so far 3 times past the Invincible Park. I didn't get down to go in there, right? But on the 2, because the Invincible Park is on both sides of the road.
Yeah.
My impression is, I think it's a commendable thing. When I was in the state, the Invincible Park, I saw different picture of it in terms of the way different talk shows goes.
Let me do a correction, Mr. Gonglo. The Invisible Park, when you are coming from town heading ERW, is on the left. When you are coming from ERW coming to town, is on the right. The other place you see on the other side there is not the Invisible Park. It's a private.
Not part of it,
No.
But it's designed just like that. I see the color
Yeah.
looks similar.
Yeah.
So that's like that different person did that one,
Yeah, that
not the
person did that.
government.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that clarification. I thought it was on both sides. So, but what I
No.
saw, Bwaka, the place is crowded every moment I pass there. It's like we never had such a thing in the country. So it's like people are making maximum use out of it. I see kids, I see adults, I see all ages of people. For me, I think it's commendable. Okay, I mean, it's a commendable thing that the government did that. Okay, because that's our resources, that's our tax dollar. Even though we don't know how much is spent, we are yet to see the deal. I will have no doubt that if people lay a whole lot of money, but I think it's a good idea that since 1847 we can have such a facility in this country. I think it's a good idea. I mean, I saw the tennis court. I saw people playing tennis. I was like, oh my God, say I'm a tennis player. I could get there and go play tennis. But one day I'll go to the Invincible Park to play tennis. I like to see the how the tennis courts feel there. But that's my first impression. And the other thing is, which is old age, is the motorists, the keke and the pimping. Rather, Boyka was driving through red light. The red light road is actually a one way going one direction and one way going the other direction. You will see the guys in the wrong lane driving towards you, and the road is not wide; it's narrow. It's that you have to stop not to hit them for them to pass. I don't know why they do that. And the police standing there looking at them. They should be driving on the other side of the road, but they jump on the other side and driving towards the car. And that is causing traffic in real life. So I just hope the police can take care of that one. And I don't think we don't even need the police to do that. Because you as a motorist, you should know why you drive on the wrong side of the road. It should just be common sense. We should not say police should go arrest them. In fact, just common sense that this side of the road is for the other car that went this direction. It's for the other motorbike and keke that went this direction. Why are you driving towards them? It doesn't make sense. And I see a whole lot of motorcyclists doing that. All
right, let's take some calls. The calls are coming in. Let's take somebody from this line here quickly. Good morning, welcome. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning, Boka, and good morning to the listener. You can hear me loud? Hello?
I don't know what's happening to your line there. Let's take somebody from here quickly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
I'm Richard Harris Jr. I'm joining you from Italy room.
Richie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I want to ask Mr. Gongo in studio a friendly question. I just want to know something from him. At the time, the Unity Party, I think, was very corrupt, or it was a corrupt government. When he served as assistant minister, did he resign or he left in government, the government left in power? I just want to know from him. Because everything
let me tell you.
The Unity Party,
can I answer you?
Everything he talks about the government was corrupt.
Can I answer you?
A corrupt government? Yeah,
ask
hello?
your question. Can I answer you then? Can I answer you? Ask your question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can I answer you?
Yeah.
I did not, Mr. I did not resign. Okay. It's every citizen. It's a proud for you to work for your government, for you to serve the public. Public service is a proud thing. Not every single person working government is corrupt. Okay. I've never said everybody that serves in government is corrupt. Okay, but you can attribute corruption. Don't even take my word. When the former auditor John Molu was what? The auditor general under the UP government. He was working there as auditor general when he said this government is 3 times corrupt than Judy Bryant. And he was still the auditor general for additional 3 more years. What do you say to John Molu? When he said the government was 3 times corrupt than Judy Bryant government, and you are still working in the government, what do you say to him, my brother? So, it doesn't mean John Molu was corrupt, and it doesn't mean John Molu should resign. John Molu just had an opinion. That's all.
All right, come in now quickly, bro.
Okay. You know one thing in life is you knew very well the government as a clean person as you clean. Your brother said he was very clean. After he said the government was corrupt, prepared to resign. As a corrupt person, you speak about corruption every day of a government that was corrupt. I think as a civil person, you were to resign from the government and go into a private life. But you can stay in the government for 12 years. The government that
I didn't stay there for 12 years. I've run information. I don't stay there for 12 years.
So you don't leave your own person. The whole entire government with the same government is everybody who works. It can be called down to Ellen, Joseph Boakai, or to Hurricane. You are part of the system.
Okay.
No, they were the hierarchy. They were the hierarchy. So let me tell you now, let me correct you. I'm not working in Ellen government up to 2011 and I left. I did not stay there 12 years. If you check my record, I was teaching at Rowan University in Glassboro, New Jersey. Okay? As an adjunct professor of statistics. I was not in Liberia by then. I just want to correct you.
His point is that if you knew that the government was corrupt, why didn't you resign? You should have resigned, to make way for others that think that the government wasn't corrupt. That's his point, and he's asking.
It does not make sense that you take. So, for example, all the civil servants that they are very dedicated, good civil servants working in Liberia, and they have served all sorts of corrupt governments. Okay, so the flip question I will ask is: would this brother say though government was not corrupt? Would this brother say Tower government was not corrupt? Tower government had the worst record on nepotism, right? But Joseph Boakai worked with Tower government. Joseph Boakai worked with Doe government. So what will he say to Joseph Boakai too? He's saying that all these government Joseph Boakai worked with, they have record on corruption, right? Or Joseph Boakai does not hold opinion just like he does. He has no position, no position man. He's just assistant man. He work with every system. He flow with everything. The corrupt one, the dictatorship, Joseph Boakai just flow with them. I mean, I see why he's arguing like that. Because he's a Joseph Boakai.
Thank you so much. We'll take this caller here. Then we cross over to our guest. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, and good morning to the listening audience. I hope you hear me because the network is somehow bad at the end. You can hear me, brother, loud and clear?
You get it? You like, bro? You want me to call you on WhatsApp, my man? Then go ahead, my brother.
Oh, so the network system is terrible. So anyone can win. So I have to try on angle. Thank you very much for the subject because the good morning, Mr. Gongo. Actually, Mr. Gogo says something, and I'm kind of constrained to reflect in my opinion in regards to the bill today that will be put before the Honorable Senate. Mr. Gogo, I want you to remember this. The Senate will not sign that bill as long as the 30,000, normally they always say among themselves, it's not there. I can tell you for sure, I don't want to dive too much into the writers because there's no signed country on earth can look at the likes of Zaza Kawada and make them an orator. No sign country. One of the things he said yesterday, it was like Boakai was saying, what he said there, it was discriminatory. Nothing actually he said that touches the outbreak of this country. Everything was a bit out of order. How can an old grown man like that in that manner? So as for some of us, we know Liberia is a society that are involved with so many things. So character that Zaza Kawan, they have the right to do whatever they want to do.
All right.
So thank you very much. It is so sad.
Thank you so much. That's our last caller for today. Not for today, but for this segment. But before, yeah, the same guy always calling in to him. Sam, you keep squeezing yourself in. Good morning, welcome. Hello.
Let me be loud a little bit.
Yeah. Your name,
okay.
Yeah, welcome. Sam.
Yeah. I'll just make sure that I stick my guns. I don't give up. It's nice to see Mr. Gongo. back. Well, talking about corruption, Boaka, corruption is everywhere. America, Britain, but the only thing that controls it is the law. You know, Liberia is not implementing the law to control corruption because nobody is above the law. Now, secondly, we are approaching the election on the 10th of October. Has any of the candidates been, NEC asked any of the candidates to declare their assets? How can you have people, you know, to run to be elected without being declaring their assets? Because those people, when they go there and steal money, you cannot judge them because you don't know how much they have in that account before they become
same. I think all of the candidates have to before contesting. So all of them did.
No. Some of the, you know what? I did ask Mr. Gondo, and he said he's ready to. If they've done, we will know. Not declaring their assets secretly, publicly. Judge Weah the last time said he declared assets, but he was not declared publicly. We have to be.
Okay, thank you so much. If they take the document to the National Elections Commission, that's the paramount thing. They need to do. But folks, good morning, good afternoon. We now have our guest here with us, Thomas Kura. Thomas Kura is a vice presidential candidate. He's running with Honorable Bendu A. Kuman. She's said to be from Cape Man County, and Thomas Kura is our brother. He's been on the show, and he's the vice presidential candidate on an independent ticket. So, Thomas, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Barker. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning.
Good morning, Thomas. That's my first time meeting. I've heard about you a lot, though.
Oh, really? Okay, thanks. Nice to meet you too.
Good to see you in this platform.
Okay, so Mr. Kra, how far are we? Welcome. How far are we with the election? There is ups and downs. You, the vice presidential candidate on your party ticket. You guys are going independent. How is it like? How is the entire process going?
Walker, we are working vigorously. As this past Sunday, we just opened one of our offices, our third office in Monrovia, in a rehab community directly behind Joseph Walker House. So, and then we had thousands of people that show up there, which prove to us that the momentum is very strong, and we are working vigorously.
We are working vigorously, but how has the message been? The message been resonating with the people? The message you guys are sending out there.
Well, our message been resonating very well, especially with the youth, the women, and even the elders. Our message then resonating. I have overall like 200-300 youth putting over at my office every day, asking for membership form to sign. And the good thing about Braga, you see, most of the people in this country, they are tired of a lot of stuff, and especially the youth. And most of them, because of that, most of them have gotten disenchanted. And they come to my office every day, they explain stories, and the same story is just repeating itself. Everybody's saying the same thing. We don't have job, we don't have nothing to do, we don't have any means of going to school. And those are the things that we are looking to put in place.
Yep, let me ask you this before probably Mr. Gonglo will come in. We have George Weah, we have Joseph Boakai, Cummins, Gonglo, and other folks in the election. What different you bring from them? They want to be president also, like you and your boss want to be president and vice president. Why not just collaborate with them, to get a country moving from one stage to another? What difference are you bringing to the body politics?
What are you saying collaborate? How will you say that we should collaborate? I think if I'm not mistaken, Gonglo came or asked before to see and to ask to collaborate. And what they told those that were asking them that they were in it to win, and we are in it to win too. And
Yeah, so that
definitely, I think we can win it.
my question here is, what difference are you bringing from them?
Walker, we are bringing a very new dynamics to politics. That's what we're bringing, and especially when it comes to the youth, those are our main focus. We are going to most of our brothers, like that's why I always told people, we are going to rehabilitate our brothers. And after rehabilitating them, most of our disenchanted youth, the ones we call Zogo, after we're not only rehabilitating them, after rehabilitating them, we're gonna integrate them into society. We're gonna make sure they got jobs, they got work, if they involve in the businesses, they're gonna get businesses to do. And those are our main goal. We are not in this to enrich ourselves, we are not in this for any wealth. I think what we have acquired during our lifespan is enough. We are only over here to help the Liberian people to get a fair share of what they deserve.
Yeah, if I may ask Thomas quickly, Baka, I know you still have questions. Thomas, like I said, happy to meet you. I live in Pennsylvania. I understand you live in Pittsburgh.
No, I live for 1 hour 20 minutes north of Philly or Arlington.
Darlington. Oh yeah,
Arlington.
Yeah, I've been to Arlington before. Yeah, I've been to Arlington. So then, so happy to interact with you this morning on this very big platform. But here is my question. It's not really a question. It's an argument that I have made on other platforms, and then this is an argument I'm making this morning. That today in Liberia, the Unity Party has a record, 12 years record. They said what we are experiencing, what we are today, are residual from the Unity Party government or field policy. And now the CDC government did not change codes. They just took the template from Unity Party and implementing it. So we have a falling economy, we have a falling governance process, because that's what they're copying from. So the CDC and the Unity Party have a record. Will you agree with me that it's hard time the Liberian voters reject the CDC and the Unity Party and look for new ideas, like you, like Councillor Gonglo, Mr. Cummings? We agree with that argument.
Well, I agree with you somewhat, but to just downplay the Unity Party like that, I don't think it would be a good idea, because it was during the Unity Party regime that at least we had a little bit of restoration of peace into this country, and our economy was resuscitated. And there was a lot of things that was done during the Helen regime, and as compared to other regime or this regime, like during the Unity Party time, there was a lot of things put in place, like system, and there was things done, at least done orderly a little bit. But notwithstanding, like I said, I kind of disagree with you in somewhat, because I'm not because I'm running.
Which aspect do you agree with?
You talk about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the current aspects.
Okay, so you agree only on the CDC and not on the Unity Party. Is that the
argument? Mostly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we agree with John Molu when John Molu said Unity Party government are 3 times corrupt?
He said it, but he could have stayed to make it better. That was my point.
But he stayed there. After he made that statement, he stayed in the government for 3 more years.
And then if I agree, like for me, I have no need of being in Liberia, because I disagree with a lot of stuff. That's what I'm here. That's why I'm here as a political fast in a bearer to Benu Nkrumah, and because I feel I can make some changes. But then the problem I have with John Molu, seriously, He said things and just left. At least you could have been some, and you could have done some activism here and to do things to at least make the Liberian people to learn from what you're saying. But I do agree with him somewhat, but he did not climax what he started. So that's what I think.
So Thomas, to give you the right information, Modu made a statement in 2007. Modu remained in the government until 2011. So he didn't just leave. He remained here until 2011. He didn't just leave. Okay.
But don't you know that Modu was asked 1 or 2 times, I think if I'm not mistaken, by the WIA-led government to come and serve the people, which he could have made those corrections, and he declined on that. I hope you're aware of that.
I have no record of that. It's not.
Yeah.
But I still have a question. No, you and Ms. Krumah are in this race to win, I believe. Because anyone who goes to a competition, you go there to win. Correct?
You kind of low. Can you?
I'm saying you and Ms. Krumah are in this race to win. Anyone who goes to a competition goes there to win. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So here is my question. Because I've not read your platform, that's what I'm asking. I'm going to ask this question.
Okay.
Under the UP government, L.M. Johnson Sally, there was a massive corruption, or what I would say scandal at NOCA. And L.M. Johnson Sally said, I take responsibility. I think more than $30 million went missing. And along with all of mismanagement, Chevron $10 million corporate social donation to the government. All that Raul Sally mismanaged, the records are there. If you guys were to be elected, what will you do about NOCA scandal?
It's going to be hard because I think the Statue of Liberty there's the Statue of limited on that is 4 years, right? If I'm mistaken.
It's 5 years.
Right? 4 or 5 years. 5 years.
Look, here is the thing, Thomas. 5 years if audit were conducted. But if you didn't do audit, then the statute doesn't apply. Because if you conducted audit as a government and you fail to act on it after 5 years, you can't act on it. But for example, the executive marshal has never been audited since 2006. So there's no record. The legislature has never been audited. The judiciary has never been audited. So you can come to power and say, you know what, we're going to audit it from 2006 because there's no record of audit. It will be a new audit.
Thomas, come in so we can move ahead quickly.
Yeah, Mr. Gongo, what we're going to do there, Billy and Thomas Krug government, we're going to be very strict on policy, especially when it comes to corruption. Like, as you may be aware, Mastina Barrow worked for the state of California. In the state of California, she worked as an auditor there. The state of California is considered the world's largest economy, the world's largest economy. And with that being said, she was able to help prosecute a lot of people in the state of California based on corruption. So when it comes to that, we will be very strict on that. If it calls for us to go back to those records, like you said, depending on the statute of limitation, if it calls for us to go back, if it allows us to go back, we are definitely going to visit every corruption record that were in this country that wasn't settled down. We are going to revisit it, and we are going to make sure those people are being prosecuted.
Okay, so Thomas, let's look at your presidential candidate. A lot of people don't know Bindu Krumah. Give a little history about this person and where is she from? We know she's from Cape Mount, like you said it last time. Politically, she's not well known. How can we entrust her with our country?
Okay, Madam Bindu A. Krumah, she's from Grand Cape Mount County, but then her parents settled in Bon County in Banga. And her father, Mr. Krumah, was one of the first to establish both Islamic and Christianity school in Bon County. and he's very well known in Bon County, and the school still exists because everybody talk about that school in Bon County as of today. Because back then in the day there was some little segregation where there was Arabic school and Christian school, but he was the one. At least he brought some set of resolution to that by creating both Islamic and Christian school, jointly. And Madame Ben Kruman was the daughter of Mr. Kruman. She is the daughter of Mr. Kruman, and she lived in the United States, and she worked there for about 20 years as an auditor, senior auditor in the state of California. And after she left the job as an auditor and decided to come and work for her people in Liberia. When she came back, she worked for the University of Liberia for the past 4 years before retiring to join the political race. So she's been around the vineyard, and she's someone who is very outgoing and very articulate. And the other time we visited Grand Cape County, it was overwhelmed because the people came in number, and I mean everybody was saying a lot of stuff about her. I didn't know that how popular she was in Cape County.
Yeah, so
and we planned another visit to Bon County too, where she grew up and stuff. And the people are in numbers there to receive us.
Okay, so you keep talking about Bong and Cape Mount. Why is it? Why there are other positions that probably she could have tested the water on the representative, the senatorial position, and other places. Why the presidency this time around? Why can't she start from somewhere?
Well, what I would say, I'm not going to speak for her right now, but what I'm going to tell you is I think that's where she feels that she will be able to help the entire country. Because if you run as a representative candidate, you won't cover the entire country. If you run as a senatorial candidate, you're not going to cover the entire country. So, Madam Ben Nkrumah, in order to resuscitate Liberia, she felt that it is necessary that she run as a presidential candidate, then she will cover the landscape.
Okay, so politically,
I got some question though.
Yeah, I will come to you, Mr. Gonglo. Politically, she's now well known, and you haven't started a campaign. You said the last time you guys expect you pickup truck to be in a country, you'll be hitting the road to get a canvas for the presidency. Let's look at your ad rival. Let's look at the CDC. Let's look at the Unity Party, the CPP, the LP. Is there any political party that serves as threat to you guys in the upcoming election, or you think it's just a water down the street?
Well, right now we don't feel like any political party. We don't feel like any political party serving as threat to us. Number one, what I should look at. I heard Mr. Gonglo wants to sweep the country. Alexander Cummings want to what? He want to what?
Fix
the country. And the former Vice President Joseph Boaga want to rescue. And we are coming as what? Chosen. And even the Bible talk about chosen. If you sweep the country, you fix the country, you rescue the country. At least you have done some set of job, but you need a chosen leader. And in our capacity, we are the chosen leader. And after all of those things have been done, we should be chosen to lead the country.
All right, so it means that you guys are the chosen one in these elections.
Oh yes, we are the chosen one. Other people will sweep, they will fix, they will rescue, but we will come in as the chosen leader to lead this country.
Okay, before I turn over to Mr. Gonglo, if elected for the past, let me just say the first 100 days, what would be on the table of you and your political leader? What will you do for the Liberian people economically?
What was the beginning of your question here?
for your first 100 days deliverable, what will you do for the Liberian people in the first 100 days if you were elected?
You say our first 100 days as a leader?
Yeah. What will you do for the people?
Oh, Boga, we have I think 1,300 and some more things to do in our first 100 days. But if I sit here to list all of those, I think I'll be doing I will take almost 4 or 5 days here. Our number one, our
We'll not
primary
have time for
concern
it.
here, our primary concern here is mostly the drugs that's taking over this country, Boga. And our brother and sisters who we refer to as Zogos is our concern too. Like I said previously, our primary concern is to bring our youth, who we refer to as Zogo and grown-up boys or whatever, to rehabilitate them. And that's our primary concern. Because with these people being in the street, ruining our street, it's still going to cause Liberia problem. We're going to rehabilitate them, make sure they are rehabilitated. After we do that, we're not ending it. We're going to put them, we're going to reintegrate them into society, like I said before, and get a job or get some vocational work for them to do. And that's our plan. And another thing here again, to make sure every Liberians get the worth of the equal share worth of the wealth of this country, Liberia. Every Liberian is depending on the president or vice president to get the equal wealth of this country. And like you see, like as of lately, you see like or 2 or 3 person taking the entire wealth of this country. And we're gonna make sure that it's not gonna be like that no more. And we're gonna make sure that if you are in this country as a youth, we will put you into something to do. If you have to go to school, you go to school. If you have to go to a vocational institution, we'll put you there. And if you want to do business, we will help you through that. And those will be our primary concern. After we have resuscitated the country, then we will move into those things, those other things that are corrupt officials and those that were involved into spending the country resources and buying houses, doing things. Then we will move into that. But first of all, our primary concern is to resuscitate Liberia.
Resuscitate Liberia. So you keep talking about our disadvantaged youth. So if you were or your boss were given the position as Minister of Gender and you serve as a direct or deputy, don't you think you guys could be a great team at the Ministry of Gender to help our brothers and sisters revamp them and bring them back to society? Don't you think you guys will serve a better position and serve the Liberian people well in that capacity than being a president or vice president?
Brother, it's kind of laughable. It's laughable because we are above that. Okay, I think we need to supervise those stuff you're talking about as president and vice president. We can do better than that. And as Ministry of Gender, yes, of course, we have people within our cycle that can do much better than what is transpiring right now.
All right, so Mr. Gongo, you want to come in? Mr. Gongolo?
Yeah, so Waka, if I may just make a passing comment. I think we should respect our guests when they come here. Mr. I said, are you hearing me?
You are loud.
Waka?
Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Mr. Gongolo, we are getting you. We are getting you.
Okay, so I think we should respect our guests when they come on our platform. Mr. Kra wants to be vice president. Ms. Kroma wants to be president of Liberia. Let's ask them on their preparedness for that job. Let's forget about whether they should be minister or representative. I think that's not giving them respect. Because, you know, in a constitutional democracy, everybody has a right. The last time I checked, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was just minister. She never served the legislature, and she became president. The last time I checked, Charles Taylor was what? GSA Director General, and he became president. The last time I checked, Julie Bryan was nothing. He was interim president. The last time I checked, Tubble came from nowhere. He became vice president and then president. So, no, anyone in a constitutional democracy, anybody can aspire to any higher office in one, any office in one. And I think we should respect that. That said, Mr. Kra, I have a few questions for you. My first question is, the Kroman Kra team Kroman Kra, will you agree? I mean, will you say that you have better offer, better ideas to resuscitate the economy, revive the nation after President we are compared to CDC and UP and the UP? Will you say you guys have better idea to be the one to replace CDC compared to Unity Party or the CDC itself?
Yes. I think we have a vast idea and better idea. And like I said previously, I am an accountant by profession.
Why do you think so?
See that? I didn't hear you. Come again?
I think there's a little delay from Mr. Gunglo.
I said, why you think so? Because you say you or Team Kroman Kra got better idea than CDC and Unity Party. Why do you think so?
Yeah, Mr. Gunglo, like I said, my standard bearer have worked for the world third largest economy, which the state of California. She worked there for several years, and she helped crack down a lot of corruptions. If you go in the California Prime newspaper, the Wall newspaper, Wall Street, you will see her name there. She helped crack down a lot of corrupt officials. As you know, like you and I know in America to find corrupt official, you got to be real tough because corruption in that way is done on a different level, and she was able to crack them down. And with her being president of this country, it will be an easy deal for us to do that. And she will help this country to recover a lot of resources that was taken away by people who don't deserve it or people who that was not for. So she will help in many ways. So if that answers your question, that should be all right.
Okay.
Speaking. So any answer is good. So my second question would be the broom man, Councillor Gonglo, has argued that the rule of law should be number one, that every Liberian should be held by the same standard under the law. There should be no big person, there should be no small person. Will you agree with that?
You are kind of breaking off. Can you come again, please? I didn't get your question clear.
Let me repeat. I'm saying the broom man. Okay. The broom. You hear me now better?
Yeah, the broom man.
Okay, so the broom man, Councillor Gonglo, the broom man has argued that rule of law should be number one after President Weah because he wants every Liberian to be held by the same standard. Whether you government official, whether you ordinary citizen in the village, from Tapeta, from Glaze-Opie, you should be held by the same standard under the law. There should be no Monrovia-based preference versus rural-based preference. Will you agree with him?
Oh, yeah, I do agree with that. I think as a Liberian, we all are equal under the law, and we should be held, as president or leader of this country, we should make sure that every Liberian fall under the same standard. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with you too. So my other question is, like I said many times, from 2006 to present Thomas, the governor of Liberia, there are three areas in government of Liberia that has refused. These three areas the leaders have refused to be audited by the General Auditing Commission. And luckily, you and your partner have vast experience in auditing, right? The Ministry of State, the Executive Mansion, has never been audited since 2006. The Office of the Vice President has never been audited since 2006. So all those who serve there have no record of accounting for the money they have received from government. The legislature has never been audited since 2006. All those who serve in the legislature, and the legislature has received more than $600 million from 2006 up to now, and they've never been audited. They never accounted for it. The judiciary has never been audited. They've all refused to be audited by the GSC. Will you sign any budget in your first year if these entities are not audited, including your office, the Vice President office? Will you sign any budget if these people don't agree to be audited by GSC?
Mr. Gonga, I think those institution or the like the House of Representatives, the Office of the Vice President, and whatever you name, they have to be audited, and that's one of our plan in our first 100 days in office. We have to audit those people because, as you see, right now Liberia is at a crosswalk, and if you look at the House of Representatives today, or the upper house and the lower house, that's where most of the corruptions in the country starts from. And because it starts from there, they should be the one to have oversight to correct things, but they are not doing it. So you notice the others will continue to do it because there's no one there to have an oversight on them. And that's a big problem. And those are one thing we have to strengthen. And most of the audit that was, I think, numerous times, sometimes they try. I heard a couple of senators speaking of being the husband auditor. I heard the Honorable Man Yeke Koluba a couple of times saying that, but nobody gave in the ear because they are all protected there somehow in some way. And from my perspective, I feel like all those agencies, ministry you name, has to be, they have to be audited. They have to be audited because with all an oversight over those people, there will always be corruption. There will be corruption all over. And we have to begin with the House of Legislatures first, especially in our, most of our senators, and anytime you hear people talking about auditing, most of our senators and representatives, they always say, we don't have, by right, nobody can audit us. It's wrong that way because I think the primary source of corruption in this country starts from there. And we have to take care of that before we can even extend it to any other agency or ministry in government. Because if they are not, then what are you going to tell the other people? Nothing.
All right. So thank you, Thomas. We will open the phone lines, folks. You want to be a part of the conversation?
I like that, Thomas. I like that. That.
So, Mr. Kunglo, let me just announce Thomas Kra is.
Anyway.
Come in, Mr. Gonglo. Thomas Kra is a vice presidential candidate on an independent ticket. He's going with Honorable Bendu Kroman. They are vying for the presidency, so he's here with us this morning, outlining their platform on what they will be doing for the country if given the position of president and vice president of the Republic of Liberia. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, you can call on +231. Those in the diaspora, the WhatsApp number is +231 888 624171 0770 102 102 886 010383 555 102 102. And you will be live with us this morning on the Costa Show. So the phone lines are open on those that want to be a part of it. But Mr. Kra, let's look at the issue about education. What are you guys planning to do for our educational sector? It is way beyond standard, and people are saying that we need that robust leadership that can take over and change things. Let's focus on the educational sector. What do you guys have?
Work out with. I think our educational sectors need more funding than the national, that the NSA and some of these agencies that you see in Liberia. Our primary goal there was to focus on the healthcare and education in Liberia, because with all education, Liberia is nothing. So is to put more money into our educational sectors and our healthcare, and to make sure that every child or children in Liberia at least have a high school diploma or certificate. Then from there, you can decide whether you want to do vocational training or you want to go to college. So those are things that on our top listing.
The issue about death is been all around the country because people say lack of security and other things. Is there anything to revamp our security sector? The police were taking below salary, while others lawmakers are taking way younger. Those that are supposed to be protecting life and property are taking the peanuts, while others are taking home fast check. Uh, let's focus on security. How prepared are you guys to change things in the security sector? Not just by saying it, but by actions. What are some of the things that you will do if elected president or vice president? What are some of the changes you will make in the security sector to avoid the killings in our country?
The security in this country too needs to be revamped. Like I always told people, the salary of securities in Liberia is too low, and because of that, you find a lot of police being compromised or a lot of security being compromised. And we need to revamp the security. Like just imagine the drugs activity that is going on in this country is too much. Liberia have been considered the hub for most the drugs cartel. Yeah, I mean Liberia. Maybe if you don't know, but Liberia is considered one of the hubs because most of the drugs cartel. It's just that we're fortunate to grab those 1 million out of 100,000, 100 million drugs the other time. But from time immemorial, for the last 5 to 6 years, Liberia have been used as a transit point, and we have to get rid of that. In so doing, we need a security system that will be put in place that will alleviate that, and we have to strengthen our security. We do have security in Liberia, but most of them, good security, but most of them have been compromised. And those are the things we should look at. And once a security is then compromised, a security person is then compromised, that's bad. That's bad because they will go above and beyond to do anything because of money. We need to bring a system in this country where if a security person is involved into any corrupt or compromised behavior, they will be reprimanded. So we need to bring that system into Liberia. And it's not yet. A security man can do something today, next day you see the person on the street, functioning his duty. But because we don't have no oversight, and there will be security leaders, there will be head of security agency that will be trained well enough for that will be able to execute all those stuff that we Ben Nkrumah and Thomas Kraft government will be able to bring in place, that corruption will not be as much as possible as currently.
Okay, so folks, like I said, the phone lines are open. You can call +231 888 624171. That's the WhatsApp number. +231 888 624171. Let's look at the issue about you um you are a businessman. Our economy, um people are saying the foreigners have taken over the economy, and things are getting tough by the day. Is there any plan in resuscitating our economy and getting back those things that the foreigners have taken over our economic? And another question here is that how soon, if you guys take over the presidency and vice presidency of this country, how soon do we expect to see the changes that you are talking about? Will it be a long-term thing, or it will be a short-term thing? Is it 1 or 2 years, or it will be done in the first 90, 100 days, or 150 days? All of the things that you outline.
Brother, first of all, I know you spoke about the economy or business and thing, but then as a business person, like I said, I've been doing business into this country for the last 14 to 15 years, and I tell you what, I have never one day acquired a government assistance or any kind of government loan or whatever or handout. But and it's so sad. Like you see, most of our brothers and sisters over here, they fall under the same situation. Like they don't have the means of acquiring loans as small business into this country. But then you will see the a Lebanese man who just have a little store here will go to the bank, and then he can acquire a loan of $1 million, $2 million easily. And based on our loan, you'll be able to open like branches all around. And it's not happening for we, the small business owner, the Liberian small business owner. And it's kind of affecting us, grossly, in the sense that if you spending your own money, it's kind of hard because if you're using your own money to do business, at time, family involved, school fees, all this stuff, it's kind of hard, and you must be very strong. And that's what I personally been going through for the last 14 to 15 years in business, doing business in Liberia. And it's not supposed to be that way. Every small business in Liberia should have some kind of business credit line where they will work on to help elevate the businesses. But it's not happening in Liberia. And those are serious issues that are affecting Liberian small businesses here, Liberian small businesses. And I see that every day as I go around, I see that with most of my friends, family, and people. And those are things when we get into power, we're going to look at also by extending loans, small business loan to businesses in order to help them grow their businesses. And that will also help the economy because if you give a business loan to a business, the business will in turn hire people to work. And when those people are working, it kind of alleviates our unemployment a little bit. At least it will help to alleviate our unemployment. So those are things that we're looking at in, especially when it comes to the business sectors. And your next question there was what in our Boga, what was your next question there?
What are it gonna be out of what you outlined? What is gonna be a long term?
Okay, I got you now. Okay, it's gonna be what we're gonna have there. One Ben Nkrumah, president, and Thomas Kura, vice president, gonna do. We're going to be having a short-term plan and a long-term plan. The short-term plan there, like I spoke about resuscitating the economy, it's going to be about resuscitating the economy. Once the economy is resuscitated, then we start on the path of the long-term plan. And it's going to be a unique one. And those are stuff that we're planning on doing once we get elected as president and vice president.
Okay, so guys, you listen to the men talking about their platform here, and this is the message that we are getting from the team Benu Kroma, the chosen one team. They are talking about what they will be doing for the Liberian people. So call now. The phone line is +231 888 624171. 0770-102-102-86-010383 555-102-102 and be live on the show this morning. Let's talk about international relationship relation. You said that Madame Kroman served in the international space for a long time, but how well connected is she, and how well prepared are you guys to, you know, send out a positive message about Liberia out there to the international community? Let's focus on international relations.
But when it comes to international connection, we do have it. Like I told you, even based on our connection internationally and people that kind of willing to work with our governments. Now we have procured 13 brand new vehicles, Toyota pickup truck for the campaign, and those are all connection. So just imagine, we just came into this field. Yeah, people will say we just cut into this. If we can go out there and love it and get like 13 brand new vehicles that cost almost $1 million, over millions of dollars to run our campaign, that speaks volume. We have the connection out there, especially me and my presidential candidate, Madam Beno A. Krumah, who has served as senior auditor for the state of California for the last 18 years. We do have the connection, and there's a lot of things coming in place, and you will see that before these elections. There will be a lot of things that we will be doing around based on our connections, and that shouldn't surprise the Liberian people that once we are elected, it's going to be more to that.
All right. So, Mr. Gonglo, you are stay here with us. You want to come in there? You are muted. You have to unmute yourself, Mr. Gonglo. We are not getting you. Your internet is really bad from your end this morning. I don't know, but we are not getting you.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, now we are getting you.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Miami now. So, I mean, I was not experiencing this in Philadelphia. So now I'm in Miami. So, Bwakai, you stay. Are we still going further? Because I was trying to get back online, and I was just struggling really.
Yeah, we are still going. It's up to you now to whether you want to ask a question or we.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think Mr. Kra has answered a lot of questions this morning. I think he's covered a lot of ground, and I'm actually excited to get to know him. And I will encourage him, to fight for the good of this country, because others have tried, have records of public service. You want to come and show to the Liberian people what you are able, how different you can lead this country. So I think you should fight for the soul of this country. Go out there and fight. I will encourage you. Go out there and fight. We cannot continue to deal with the same recycled politicians from the Unity Party and the CDC. We cannot. They have no new ideas for this country. 12 years, we saw their ideas. 6 years, we've seen their ideas.
Mr. I will come back to you. There's a call on the line. I beg.
Yeah, so I will encourage the Krumah team, Krumah and Kra should really go and fight for the soul of this country.
All right, let's take this caller that is on the line with us. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, my son. How you doing?
I'm okay. Your name, where joining us from?
Yeah, I'm joining you guys from New York, Buffalo. I really want to talk to your guests that on the show this morning.
Yeah, your name.
My name is Miata.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. My name is Sis Makula.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I really want to ask your guests that on the show. They're trying to be a president, and he will be the vice president. I really want to know when they become president, whether they will help people that when people take people property, and they will be able to help them to get it back. That's one of my questions. I get two questions for him too.
Go ahead, Jack. Ask all the questions together now, so he can be able to answer. One, he talk about
yes,
property grab. What they will be able to help. right?
Yeah, because there's no man that saying that on your show, his brother went and bought my property and gave it to him. He know it was for somebody, he bought it. Like, bro, rather see trouble. Thomas Kula and us say now on the show, they want to be president.
No, you please let's be safe on
Okay,
you can talk, but you got to be safe on.
Thomas brother and last year knew I bought 1 acre in Dupo Road where he got his hut. Dupa time. You know what I'm talking about. It was 1 acre. Thomas brother went and bought my land. They get them the back.
Let me hello. Let's understand something, please. We are talking about character here now because let's understand something. You said Thomas' brother bought a land for him or he bought a land. That's the question we are asking.
Listen to me very carefully, and my son. Thomas sent money to his brother last year to buy his land to Dupo Road. When Thomas' brother went to go buy their land, Thomas' brother knew their land was for someone with cornerstone, everything on it. He went and bought the land from the person that I bought it from, nephew. Thomas know the whole thing, and now he don't know. His brother went, when he bought the land for Thomas, my people were barely on the land. Thomas' brother went and bought some of their for my own land that I bought. Someone know the whole story.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Let's take another caller. Someone will respond to that. Let's take James Davis. James, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Boga. Good morning, Mr. Bonglo. Good morning, Mr. Kura. My first question here is before becoming a public servant in the United States of America, you had to become an American citizen. Is the Madam Kroma American citizen or Mr. Kura, are you American citizen? And my second question go to Mr. Kura and Mr. Bonglo. They talk about are they going to demonstrate to the city government that Eugene Nangwe resign his position because it's against the law instead of him going on a leave before starting the campaign?
Thank you so much, James, for calling in. Thomas, you want to respond to the few questions, the few point they made. This lady said that you guys are into a land issue. You want to speak about that, and she's her first question.
The little impression there is
let me just lay it busy. Her first question is: will you work along with people that have lost their property to others? By forcefully being taken from them by others. And secondly, she said you guys have a land issue that you guys are in Dupont Road. Please make us to understand, because there's an allegation and some of these things can go against you as a vice presidential candidate in the race.
The lady in question there, I don't know her like that. This land issue, it happened since I think 1995, if I'm not mistaken, where I bought the land and someone claimed to be the owner of the land, and we went to court and we won the case. So that's what she was talking about. It wasn't even me that bought the land. She mentioned, she didn't even say me. Point of correction, she said my brother. My brother was the one that purchased the land. I sent money. I was not in the know of anything. I sent money. He purchased the land, and I built my house on it. Apartments on it, some apartments on it. After a couple of years, after 11 years, I think that's when they came out. She came out, according to my brother, because it was my brother versus them, not me. I was never involved into it. And after 11 years, she came out claiming that the portion of the land that I bought was for her, So, and my brother told me, I said, well, if you claim that you bought the land, whatever, they went through the court proceeding, and my brother won the case. But I know why she coming up with this kind of allegation, and it wasn't me. I know how she mentioned my brother's name, so I don't know why would she come here to say that I bought land, I took land from her. It wasn't me, and it will be our primary concern as president and vice president in this country to protect every Liberian property, life and property will be protected. And so for her first question, that will be the answer to it. life and property in this country for every Liberian will be well protected. Honor Madam Benum A. Krumah and Thomas Kra government.
Yeah. So James asks about your presidential candidate. Is she an American citizen or are you an American citizen? Because holding a top position in America.
Jim, the question you asked, you don't have to be an auditor in America. She's not an American citizen, first of all. And to have to be an auditor in America, you don't have to be an American citizen. You can be a green card holder. So that the point of correction, correction there. She's not an American citizen. And we all see that?
Yeah, you go ahead. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so we all possess, a resident. We live in America for some time. Like for me, I live in Liberia, so I've been living in Liberia for almost the past 15 to 20 years, and I'm a Liberian.
All right, Thomas. So he talked about the rule of law. What would be your actions on people that will go against our rule in the country? Is there any actions plan, or you guys will just continue with the book? And he asked
that will
about
go
that.
Against what? Say that again.
He talked about the rule of law. Is there any plan in taking actions, people that will go against our rules and regulations in the country?
Yeah, we have plan in place, like especially when it comes to drugs in this country. If you are caught with drugs, setting a amount that will cause damage, that will or would cause damage to the youth or people of this country, you want to go to left in prison. That's a strict law we're coming down with. You're going to be in prison for your lifetime, and those are laws we come in. And when it comes to rape in this country, we are going to stand very strong on it. If anyone caught raping someone child in this country, is left imprisonment. And there's a lot of laws we're going to put in place that will alleviate some of those or bad things or stop some of those things that we take for common today. Like for example, people that go abroad, like armed robbery and thing. Those are laws. We're gonna put tough laws in place that will keep all of them off the street, and we're gonna build facilities to keep them in it. We're gonna make sure that they are off the street of Monrovia, Liberia, everywhere.
All right. So my last question for today's edition of the show would be: if your team don't make it to the second round, is there any plan of supporting an opposition party that will qualify, or if you qualify for the second round, is there any plan in getting votes from other political parties to support you?
Yeah, we are in this burger to win. And burger, I will tell you something. Somebody had called me a couple of days ago, which I'm not going to mention the name, and said, "Hey, sir, I cannot identify myself, but I learned that you guys in this race, but I would like you guys to collaborate with us, and we are going to be offering you. We're going to offer you 150,000 and give you 4 vehicles. But those are things, and you know what? I told the person, I said, you know what you are saying doesn't make sense. I'm in this race to win, and I'm not in it for money. I'm not going to settle down for anything. And that's how corruption starts in Liberia. And we are in this race to win, and I am of strong conviction that we're going to come out as a winner in this race, because Liberians are tired, the youth are tired, especially the young ones. Like I said, they are putting over to my office on a daily basis, 100 plus 200 people coming to my office just to get a membership form. And we are in it to win, and we are not going to compromise it until there's a second round before we can come out to say anything. But we are in it to win.
All right, Thomas. So thanks so much for coming on the show. We'll take you'll take some time to, say your parting comments and your message to the Liberian people as you leave the platform on today's edition of the Costa Show. Thanks so much.
Okay, my final parting comment is that, like I said previously, you got people coming in to sweep, people coming in to fix, people coming in to rescue, and we are the chosen one. We are chosen to lead this country, and we will lead this country. And in so doing, we are asking all Liberians to stand with us. We may be considered to be new in the process or whatever, but we are not new. We are here to save Liberians, the people of Liberia, the children of Liberia, the women of Liberia, and everything of Liberia. So, want us to join us? We got 3 offices in Monrovia, Singer, Douala, and in the rehab area. We are open to anyone. You can come in membership. You can become a member of us, and we'll be happily accepting you as a member. And we all can do this together. And we are definitely sure we are going to come out as the victorious one. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you having me on the show this morning.
Thank you so much. Thomas Kra is a vice presidential candidate on an independent ticket. He's going with Honorable Benu Kroman. They will be on the ballot, so you have to watch out for them, Liberians. They laid out the platform. We'll ask if he can bring his presidential candidate probably next week, so we can question her too on this platform. So, folks, this is how we come to the end of today's edition of the show. Tomorrow we'll be back here for the weekend's edition. Buakai Amara Kamara is my name. Darlington Collins will be with us, and Mr. Gonglo also will be with us here on tomorrow as we bring you the weekend's edition of the show. But it's been a fascinating one. We'll bring you a great show on tomorrow. Today been a wonderful time, and thanks to Mr. Kra who been here giving out some of his information about what they will do for the Liberian people if elected president and vice president of the Republic of Liberia. Join us tomorrow. Up until then, Buakai Amara Kamara is my name. Is bye-bye from now.